Well, welcome back to the shop. We got Victor and Jeff here, the head coach and the assistant coach of the River Lions.
Thanks for having us.
Of course.
Thanks for having us, yeah.
Just wrapped up season 1 of the CEBL. So how do you guys think the first season went?
I mean, it went really well. We had a really good team. We had a good group of guys. We were successful in 15-5. We got upset in the first round of, or I guess the semifinals of the championship weekend, which was disheartening, kind of puts a damper on things, especially because, you know, we felt like we should have won, and, you know, we wanted to win almost too bad, I think. Going into a single game in elimination, you kind of want to be a little tighter than we were. We were a little too loose looking back on things, but I mean, I couldn't ask for a better group of guys, and the season went really well. Guys got better, guys got jobs because of it, and I think the people in Niagara liked it, you know? I mean, I keep hearing from people in our office who have been around for all the years of the River Lions that, you know, this was a treat to have a group of guys like this, and, you know, I couldn't ask for anything better. What do you think, Jeff?
Still sucks that we lost in the finals or semis. Everything's so everything's around winning, but if you just break it down, it was a successful season when it comes to growth as coaches and players and the whole organization. But it still really sucks that we lost, especially to the Hamilton team.
Yeah, big rivalry there, right?
Yeah.
Did you guys played each other right before?
Yeah.
And then ended up matching up against each other. Yeah.
Yep.
It happens. They shot like, what, 47% from three?
Right.
And
I saw the stats, and
yeah.
you guys, stat-wise, were all over them. It's just they had the threes.
Shot the ball well, but that's what, you know, we talked about it right from the beginning of the year. Like, how good are you when everything goes bad? And when they're having their best day, like, what can you do? And then don't get me wrong, looking back on it now, it's easy to say all the things that went well, but that first month, we're over a month now since the game, was awful. I still have drives home, like back to Hamilton from St. Catharines, where it's like I got to snap my mind out of it because I just get angry.
I think I'll always have that.
Yeah,
for a long, long time.
Does it go away even if you avenge it? Like say we win the championship next year, will I still feel like this about this year?
Yes, because you said, damn, I should have had 2 in a row. That's what you'll feel like.
Right.
I remember in 1999, I had a #1 seed in high school, and we lost the 4th seed in the semis. I still think about that. And that's high school basketball.
Okay, so Jeff might be the winningest coach in club basketball history in Ontario.
I don't know about that, but maybe.
You got to be up there.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I might have offended a lot of really good coaches there, but how many OBA championships do you have?
I only got 6, but 18 medals out of 20 years. I coached Victor when he was in grade 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And I knew him since he was like really young. I don't know, almost since like he was 5. I coached with his dad at Mac for 15 years. And now it's cool that I'm coaching with him as well. So, known Victor really well for a very long time.
Did you ever see that coming? Could you see a coach in Victor?
100%. Yes, 100%. Like everyone like doubted him early and in high school, but like he's probably the hardest worker I've ever been around, as far as getting himself in shape. I used to drive him and his buddy Brady Heslip around and work them out when they're in grade 9, 10, 11, 12. I would drive out of my way to pick them up, drive to Mac, and then drive out of my way to drive them home, and then drive them home. I'm like, where the hell is your dad in all this, Vic? Like, why am I doing all the work?
Yeah,
but
running around and stuff.
Oh yeah. I mean, I guess it was. I don't know if it was part of. No, it wasn't part of my job, but just incredible work. And his basketball IQ was smart right from the get-go, right in grade 9. And I tried this Victor Raso experiment, playing him a point guard, because I knew his high IQ, and it worked. And I always knew he was going to be a great coach. And he's a good leader too. I don't know if you guys know, he was one of the best high school quarterbacks in Hamilton football history. He won two offset championships with Thomas More as a quarterback.
One I was the backup, but one I was the starting quarterback.
So, I mean, he could have played university football easily as a quarterback. So, you know, like his high IQ, everything, everything was there. Everything was there for him being a coach.
Speaking of football, Jeff was actually the third string long snapper for the Washington Redskins in 1997.
Vic, can we keep this in the real stories, please?
Is that true?
I was back up.
He wasn't the third string, he was the
You
back.
could probably be a starting snapper this year with the Redskins.
Oh,
They're not
jeez.
looking
Just
too good, so.
let's not talk about NFL this year, guys. Let's focus on local sports.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people don't know Vic well. Like I'm trying to get him, like, you know, everyone associates him with his dad and him coming from Carleton and stuff. He's got to learn to, you know, have his own thing and his own personality shine through as a coach. Have you guys ever watched Victor as a coach? You go to game and watch him?
Yeah, for sure.
What's your, like, what do you think of him? Like, what do you
These
you
guys
think
sat
of his,
front row.
So
okay, I'm asking, what do you think of his
comparing
demeanor?
you guys to like the other team, because we sat closer to the other teams, and
Okay.
we saw more of like a lot more cohesion between you guys as a team than we would notice with the other teams. We'd see the other teams kind of coming off and getting on each other and stuff, but we always saw, even when guys got frustrated, guys would calm each other down, and we saw a good culture within the group of guys you guys had. And you as a coach, like, it seems like you have a really good relationship with all the guys, especially being around their age as well. And it looks like you're comfortable with all of them too, and they're comfortable with you.
Did you guys notice his demeanor change from game one to the end of the game, to like the last game?
Well, we noticed you guys were, at the beginning of the season, you guys were dominating pretty well. You guys had a lot of good games, and obviously, as the season goes on, there's a lot of obstacles you guys got to get through, and it might get tougher with a few changes on other teams and your team as well. But it was good checking out all the games, and we saw the games evolve as it went on too, and everyone in the crowd really enjoyed it as well, because we would spend halftime with a lot of people that were in the crowd, and everyone enjoyed going out to the games and
really,
supporting you guys. Yeah.
What team impressed you the most? Like the visiting team impressed you the most as far as demeanor, bench decor, composure?
Maybe Edmonton.
Really?
To be honest, because like once they changed their coach, the new coach that they got in really calmed them down. I remember when they had their first coach, they were coming off and getting on each other a lot, but the second coach they had was really calm, and he kind of had a similar vibe as Victor, like just cool, calm, and collective, and knew how to talk to the players properly without getting them frustrated. Yeah, so maybe Edmonton.
Yeah, he was up for running for Coach of the Year, Smalls.
Yeah.
He did a hell of a job at the end.
Yeah, he turned them around, eh?
Big time.
So yeah. So like going through this season and stepping into next, what do you think you would change? Would you change anything, or is it just a fresh start and going to go through the experience by taking what you learned from this year?
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of learnings. There's things that we did really well, and then there's some areas where we need to get better in. Like the things that I thought we did really well were, recruiting guys who bought into what we were trying to do. We had a pretty clear vision of this was going to be a summer where guys were going to come live together in Niagara. They were going to train together. It wasn't going to be a summer for guys who didn't care about basketball. Like if you don't care about working and you're not like a grinder, it wasn't going to be a good environment for you. And we got lucky in when we did a bunch of work to make sure that the guys we got were guys like that. So, keeping that culture going is super important. And that's why we're going to have lots of guys from this year back next year, assuming it all works out. They want to be back. So it's just a matter of making that happen. But there's specific basketball related things that we have to do a little bit more of. And that's just kind of incorporating that stuff into practice and, making sure that the things that win at the end, we're not letting slide at all, regardless of how well we're doing. Because I thought that in the beginning of the year, we really focused on things that matter, and then we kind of got complacent because we got good. And as much as we brought it up, it took 2 or 3 losses that shouldn't have happened to kind of snap us back out of it. And sometimes you need a wake-up call, and hopefully this group of guys can look at some of the things that happened last year, and if we have the opportunity to run it back with these guys, then I'll have something to get their attention halfway through the season when I say, you're taking it easy right now, but do you remember these moments? This is why I'm saying this kind of stuff. So from a basketball perspective, yeah. From a team building perspective, do a lot of the same things we did this year because it went quite well.
Yeah, for sure. Like a lot of things you did this year, led to a successful team. It's not like this year was a failed year. You guys did really well. And then, as you said earlier, it's just growth. So learning from this year and moving forward to the next.
Biggest thing for me was at the end of it, listening to the guys, like in a group meeting. Michelle was there, and just our whole Riverline staff, everyone who made it out to Saskatoon, just listening to the guys talk about their experience, and many of them, said this was the best professional experience they've ever had. Guys saying that this has changed their lives for the better, and this group of people is a group of guys that they really want to be around again, and that's the kind of stuff that a month or two after, you can really appreciate that and the kind of job you did. In the moment, it's great, but you still lost. But now looking back on it, it's like you want to replicate teams like this, although it's going to be really difficult to replicate a group like that.
Vic did a good job of recruiting characters, like good guys, and also provide a good environment. It's weird that when a coach provides like an open environment where you're allowed to communicate and everyone voice their opinion, and that's not normal at all at any level. So he provided that. So I thought the environment's big, and just having a bunch of good guys. Because if someone did step out of line, or not really step out of line, but say some stupid stuff or just have a lapse, everyone else would correct it, and everyone would get back together again.
Right.
It was very unique.
And it was because they liked it so much. The older guys really appreciated.
True, yeah.
They really appreciated the fact that I was open to what they had to say. And if what they said made no sense, I would just tell them it made no sense. And if what they said made a lot of sense, then we would incorporate it. And later on in the year, like those guys, they appreciated it so much that if someone did step out of line or do something inappropriate or was acting the wrong way, they told them, not me. And that's all you can ask for as a coach, if you get that type of ownership from your guys.
You got the best players to buy in, got the captain to buy in, and it was awesome. Our captain was Ryan Anderson. He's 3 years older than Victor.
Yeah.
But he did all the policing himself, during practice. It's like he was like another coach on the floor. It was absolutely, and Vic allowed that though.
Right.
He didn't.
And Ryan went a little crazy sometimes too. But
yeah, and that was part of it.
He allowed me to coach him, which was big.
Yes, and a lot of old players don't allow them being coached, right? So everyone was really open to being coached, open to criticism. During practice, it was a very high level of competition, and everyone was, open to anything. It was great.
What did you think, Jeff, of your first year professional basketball? The difference between growing up coaching university and high school kids. What did you find as the biggest difference?
The speed and the IQ. Well, maybe it's the IQ, maybe because all the players he got, everyone had a high IQ. Which is really nice and easy for a coach, but the speed of the game too. It took me about a couple of weeks to adjust from the university level to this level, and then just the way those guys think on the floor and make counters themselves. It was the smartest team I've ever been around by far. Before I'd even say something, they do it on their own. It's unbelievable.
At this level, if you got guys who are that talented, even in the higher levels, you got to coach them. You got to put them in spots. Essentially, that's what you're doing, right? You're putting them in advantage situations and letting them teach them how to make the right decisions, or put them in situations where the decisions are easier to be made. But you kind of just put them in strength, opportunities to use their strengths.
And most of them already knew where they had to go, and they accepted the offense. They knew the flow. They knew who to get the ball to. It was everybody was really smart.
They like passing. That's rare
almost
too.
Yeah, really rare.
Yeah, sharing the ball a lot, eh?
Yeah.
Because you're worried about numbers, right? So these people are worried about getting a contract next year, right? And that hockey assist they talk about,
Yep.
That doesn't appear in the stats.
Yeah.
But you make the hockey assist for the play to get, people that watch film can break that down and say, yeah, this guy's a smart player. But on the stat sheet, when agents might present just stats, that doesn't show up. Don't you think, Vic?
Yeah. I think the landscape of it was a little refreshing too, and being the summer league, two things. One, the summer league, because guys, it was a new thing, right? So in these guys' careers, they don't really many of them have not played in the summer before. And you can often run into that type of mentality during the regular season, like the winter season, the one that's going on right now, of I need my numbers because everyone looks at this for next year. Whereas these guys might have come in and not had that same idea, like this is the summer, maybe people aren't going to look at my numbers as much, which allowed them to be better team players, which allowed them to be better basketball players. And I hope that they realize like that's never something that you should do, is focus on your numbers. And then the other thing is, I mean, we just had quality Canadians, right? The River Lions in the past haven't been able to have that type of quality Canadian because those Canadians are playing in Europe during the year. And now we were able to get Canadians who've, like Nem Mitrovic has never played basketball in Canada. He's Canadian, he's from Toronto, but he's always played in Italy and where else? Spain, Mexico, all these countries at a pretty high level because, you know, it's better than basketball here. And now you get a guy like that come home, Trey, who's never played in Canada. Like G's the like anomaly because he's so good, but I mean, you're not going to get that type of mentality in like the NBL Canada. We didn't have that with the River Lions before, so it was refreshing to have guys who really know how to play the game.
Who is your favorite player watching? Do you guys have any favorite players?
Yeah, like I liked a lot of the guys. They all had their own.
Come on, there's
personalities
not
and stuff,
one
but-
favorite player. Come
No,
on.
I like
Pick
G
sides.
a lot.
I like G.
Yeah.
I like G. I like Ryan Anderson's deep threes.
Right, yeah.
And sitting where we sit, we could hear him talking on the court. So we like to hear him talk a little bit.
Yeah, I love Ryan
Talk
Anderson.
some smack and stuff. So
Yeah.
and then Trey's really quiet, but he's smooth, man. He creates some plays and stuff. So those three really stand out for me.
Those three, eh?
Yeah.
Ryan Anderson is absolutely my favorite player. That guy is unbelievable. He is so just fun to be around. You learn. He's intense. He's awesome. Come on. How can you not like that smack talk? And you know the fans. You guys love that stuff.
Oh yeah.
He's talking to the coach too.
Yeah. He's talking to everybody.
And you know what? Some people think he's probably like from an outside view, he's an ass. Man, he is one of the nicest human beings you will ever be around. Really pleasant. Just it doesn't make sense because if I played against him, I'd hate that guy.
Have you seen the episode he was in?
Who is he with Yo-Yo?
With Yo-Yo.
Yeah.
I saw a little bit of
They
it.
talked.
I
Like
could just imagine.
2.5 hours.
Did you guys even ask them a question?
No. I think I just said, "Hey, welcome to the shop," and then they just
We'll take it from here.
yeah.
Really?
So those guys are super close.
Yeah.
They played together in London a couple years ago. And in practice this year, it probably happened 5 times.
Oh,
Our
it's-
practices were super competitive. I didn't want to like waste their time with unnecessary drills. So it was a lot of structured games. And at least 5 times this year, it was just a blow up because Ryan would just get into Yo-Yo's head. And once he got in, he couldn't get out. And Yo-Yo couldn't figure it out to like just ignore Ryan. And practice would just end because it couldn't go on.
It was
any
very
longer. Like,
intense. You'd think that they're going to
Yo-Yo
go
wanted
after
to
each
kill
other.
him.
But Yo-Yo mentioned he's like, I like when Ryan does that for me because you know what?
Yeah.
Ryan called him out on not dunking on someone one game, and then the next game he came out and dunked on someone, and he's like, you know I did that, right? Because you called me out on not dunking on the guy last game.
They have a real relationship.
Yeah,
It's
they-
nice.
It's real, yeah.
Yeah. And Ryan didn't. He didn't really even notice it until Yo-Yo told him. He's like, he didn't take the credit for any dunks or anything, but he's like, Yo-Yo told him the way he is in practice really gets the team going and gets him going, especially.
Or it gets him out of his mind.
Out of his
Yeah.
mind, yeah.
And then we can stop practice. Like it's really intense. At first, I didn't know how to take it. First practice, like what the is going on here? People want to fight each other. People are going super hard. Like I didn't know how to take it at first, but then it became the norm. So if you were to come in there and watch a practice, you want to watch intensity. You want to listen to trash talk. You guys come to a practice.
Practices
It's
are
like
fun.
20-fold times what you see in the game. And just to listen to Ryan Anderson alone.
Dorian's pretty good smack talker too.
But then when he gets into people, some people like will get up and just fight back. Normally, you wouldn't think of hearing them talk. It's awesome yet scary.
And it's good you guys have that kind of competition within your team, but when it comes time for the game, you still have that kinship and you guys are still a team. You know what I mean?
I think we played well together. Like
Yeah.
if you other people, some of my friends came, so we played well together. Like unlike other teams where it's just one guy's ball dominant and just do their thing. But I think if you know basketball, I think we're fun to watch.
Yeah, I brought a few guys that have been to River Lions games in the past and been to a lot of Ice Dogs games, but a few guys I haven't checked you guys out
Yeah.
this year, and I brought them to games, and they all said it was a lot better than what they expected.
Yeah, that's what everyone
They
says.
saw a few dunks, it was really entertaining. So, especially the one game where G hit that buzzer beater at the end.
Oh,
and
I
put
was
it into
thinking
OT
Edmonton.
against Edmonton, which his foot. I don't even want to get into if his foot was on the line.
His foot
or
was
not.
on the line.
Okay.
Yeah, his
so-
foot was on the line.
But that was a
Was
sweet
it?
game. Though.
Was it, Jeff?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. The film doesn't lie.
You saw the film?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really hard
So-
to tell.
But
He
that
was
like,
on the line, Vic.
I'm not saying he wasn't.
Well, what are you saying then? Why would
It
you
was
bring
really
it up?
hard to tell.
No, it wasn't. The referee was right. Okay, you're
Yeah,
G
that's
and
what
I'm the
convinced
referee.
me. Is when I walked up to the referee right after, and he's like, "Yes, he absolutely was." All right, you sound very confident. I'll believe you.
There's no question. You said it like you were questioning it.
what did G?
No,
think?
I
like
was
a
just
suck.
questioning you, really.
What did G think when he thought
He
he
knew.
was behind the net?
I don't think
no,
she has
he
any
knew.
feelings.
Okay. Because I feel like he's an honest guy.
I don't think she has any feelings or emotions.
Yeah. He doesn't really show much emotion.
No,
After
he
that
doesn't.
shot, he kind of did a little.
The
He
most
shows
emo-
lots of frustration.
Yeah.
The only positive emotion he shows is probably, he's in an NFL.ca shop commercial
Right.
where he smiles with the
I've
Bulldogs.
seen that.
Have you guys
Yeah.
seen that?
Cleveland Browns.
Yeah. Doesn't even like dogs. You know, he's a cat guy. He has a cat at home. That's weird, man.
I heard him and Trey, they bought a cat this summer. They had like a shared cat that they
Oh,
kept
yeah.
at their place, yeah.
They named it Victor.
And it's
They actually named it Victor.
Actually named it Victor.
That's funny. But it's
Oh,
good. A lot of
jeez.
the players ended up in Europe after the season, eh? So they all.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah,
them
Vic,
were playing.
And a couple are still going.
make a rundown of who's where, Vic.
so Trey is in Finland, Helsinki, and G is in France. Alex Johnson is in Chile. Who else is overseas? David McCullough, who practiced with us all summer, was on our coaching staff. Young guy, just graduated MAC last year. He's in Spain. Cassius is in Italy, First Division Italy. He's playing really well
That's
too.
huge. First was huge.
Who am I missing? Yo-Yo's still unsigned. Sam is going to play in NBL Canada.
What team is Sam going to be play for? Do you know yet? Said
Last I
two
heard
teams,
was
right?
St. John's Edge.
Okay.
Maybe Sudbury. I'm not too sure. I don't think he's made a decision. If he has, I haven't heard.
Okay, Dorian.
Dorian had a tryout with a couple G League teams, but he's going to go overseas.
He is?
Yeah,
Okay.
in the next couple of weeks, and then Nem will probably end up. He's going back overseas, whether he ends up in South America or.
What about
back in
Ryan
Europe.
Anderson?
Oh, and Ryan is going to play for Windsor this year
Okay.
because Ryan's wife is
He's due.
giving birth. Yeah, in November, I believe.
What do you guys think of Sam's play this year compared to years past?
Sam?
Yeah,
Sam? Well,
big Sam.
yeah,
Big
it's
Sam.
still the same old Sam to me, getting a lot of blocks and stuff like that.
You don't think he played better this year? He was playing, I think.
I mean,
bit more
I
energy?
watched a lot more games this year than I
Oh,
have in
okay.
the past, so
Okay.
maybe. But yeah, he did. He won Defensive Player of the Year, right?
And he was
Yeah.
first team.
First
team
team.
All-Star.
So
I mean, that was a big reason why we lost that Campbellton game. He got in foul trouble, and he only played, 17 minutes?
12.
And 12 minutes? And that last foul was a bogus tee because they gave Hamilton 2 tees. They thought they had to give us a tee.
Oh yeah, it was a T.
Yeah, it was a tee that knocked him out.
but he is a game changer once you.
Huge
put him on the
game
floor.
changer.
Sam,
Yeah. He's a rim protector.
He's a
Don't
rim
get, like,
protector, and
too-
he's a stretch 5, so it changes
Yeah,
the
he
way
can
you
hit
have
the
to cover
threes,
ball
yeah.
screens.
I thought that was big for us.
It was massive.
Yeah, massive.
I've never seen Sam enjoy basketball, enjoy a group of guys like that. I mean, I've only
good.
been around him for 1 year, but
No,
1 year
more than 1
prior.
year. You were
A year
the
prior.
before, yeah.
he was.
This was your
he
first year as a
up.
head coach, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I was the assistant 2 years, like the last season the River Lions played.
And you got Coach of the Year this year, right?
I did, yeah.
Nice. Congratulations on that.
Thanks.
There were like 5 awards that were handed out to the River Lions. So like,
G was Canadian Player of the Year.
yeah.
Sam was Defensive Player of the Year. Trey was a second team All-Star. Ryan was our
Community.
community ambassador.
Nice.
And
That's
obviously,
really
G and Sam were first team, right?
And G and Sam were first team All-Stars, yeah.
And Vic got Coach of the Year. And didn't thank any other coaches.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
You know, Vic's brother-in-law is on this coaching staff. Did you guys know that?
No.
That
Yeah.
guy Doyle, the bigger guy, and then the light
Big
skinned guy.
light skinned dude.
Okay.
He married Victor's younger sister.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
because it's important. Like
Keeping
Vic,
family ties.
you got to only pick guys that you know on the staff. Right, Vic, how did you choose your staff?
Well, I had nobody else, so I called you. Just kidding. And then we had Mick.
Yeah, Mick,
Mick
the
is,
tall white guy from
Mick
England.
Bet. He's the head of boarding at Ridley College. Coached, played for the British national team back in the day. Was a head coach in Britain. Same league that Nick Nurse was a head coach
Yeah, I was
in.
wondering that.
He won a championship too as a head coach.
Okay.
Mick has got a wealth of basketball knowledge.
Okay, what, 75, 76
Who?
years old?
Mick is
Or 80?
60.
Oh,
Unbelievable.
looks a lot older.
You know he's going to watch this.
Sorry, Mick. I love that
Unbelievable.
guy.
So is everyone on the coaching staff coming back next year? Or
I hope so.
Well, I don't know. Is Vic coming back next year?
Like,
I don't know. I haven't heard
just-
any press release or anything. I don't know if you're on. Are you on?
This
Michelle,
video
is
is
he on?
coming out after the press release, as Michelle said at the beginning.
Oh, okay. Vic, congratulations on coming back.
Unbelievable. How's your diet coming?
Pretty good. Down.
What's your techniques? What are you doing?
Drinking a lot of water. Play pickup basketball tonight.
Are you really?
Yeah, I am. Every Monday nights I start.
What
playing.
shoes are you wearing?
I gotta get the KDs from Brady, but I'm just wearing these old Jordan like 360 high cuts. It's a wider shoe for bigger people.
What's your game like? Tell the people what your game's like.
Seriously?
Yeah.
All right. I'm probably the best post player in the world under 6 feet. I'm kind of like I'm a combination of Joe Kick, you know the Joker from Denver.
yeah.
A Joker, Barkley, Malone,
And a sumo wrestler.
and okay, Brichter. Yeah, that's about it. That's. I don't know. Barkley can shoot the three, right? Yeah. Yeah, I would say Barkley and the Joker.
Barkley could shoot.
Yeah, when he had to, when the game's on the line, pressure.
Oh, so that's like you.
Remember
When
when
the game's
that?
on the line, you'll hit those
Exactly. Remember the shot he hit over David Robinson at Phoenix
Yeah.
Suns when he went to the finals. But to get to the finals, he had a shot over. It was a one-on-one ISO against David Robinson or Tim Duncan. He had a shot.
Tim Duncan. Charles Barkley?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. Okay, I'm sorry. Victor's way too young.
Yeah.
You know, actually, I'm 15 years older than Victor and 15 years younger than his dad. So right in the middle.
You're right in the middle.
Right in the middle.
And you coach with his dad as well.
Yeah, for 15
So-
I was in charge of recruiting.
Yeah.
So I actually took Victor, because no one else recruited Victor, because they all assumed he's going to Mac. So I took Victor on his recruiting trip. It was a great trip,
Do
wasn't
you
it?
notice a lot of similarities between Victor and his dad when
Uh,
you're coaching?
No, none, zero.
Zero similarities. Yeah.
Okay, one similarity, the preparation. So Joe
Right.
was great at prepping. He was unbelievable. The scout, the prep, and that's what Victor has. All that, the extra film work, the prep work. Like, you can't out-prep this guy. As far as demeanor, it's night and day. It's a different guy. Different human beings. I don't know how to explain it. Vic's still evolving as a coach, but I actually hit him in the head once for not smiling during a game. When Tyler Brown threw the alley-oop to Alex Johnson, I think it was
I
against
remember that.
Edmonton. Yeah. How awesome was that?
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't know how Johnson
I was
would get up
smiling.
like that, to be
hold
honest.
on. Everyone
His
was
name's
up-
Superman.
Everyone,
Yeah, Superman.
everyone was jumping up
Yeah.
and down, right? And I look over and Victor's like on the bench, like stone cold face, right? So I slap him in the head. Really? And I forgot he had concussion problems. So I said, "Shit," but like I didn't mean it, but get happy, be happy. Like if a good thing happened, give gunshot, go crazy.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of different schools of thought.
That's why I have people like you and Ryan Anderson around me
Yeah.
Well, so
Bring out that emotion.
to act like the way I want to act but can't.
so there's couple ways. So Mike Cates, he coached, he's a basketball Canada coach. So he was been kind of one of my mentors. And there's a couple ways to coach. There's the Dave Smart, kind of Joe Raso ways, similar ways, a very hardcore, strict, serious, don't smile or laugh, but just, it's just so cold. And that's good, and that wins. But he also, the other way can win too. But you're having fun, you're giving high fives, you can still be serious. I know people are totally against that way, but look at Pete Carroll. You guys know Pete Carroll, the Seahawks coach?
Yep.
He's a Seattle Seahawks coach. They won a championship. He never swears. He never says anything negative. He's all positive, goes almost too much. And they win. There's always different ways to win. It's just lately, now the way to win, it's a copycat. Everyone copycats everyone else. It's, really be real serious and, win by 30 and still feel like shit because you should have won by 40. It's oh man, we lost. It's the end of the world. You're supposed to go home to your family and be miserable. Like it's you can change it. You can all these different ways. You can lose a game and still have a beer. You can win a game and still have a beer. You might have 5 beers, and when you lose, you only have 1. Like,
Yeah.
well, what do you think, Victor?
I think there's things that work better than other ways, but ultimately you have to fit your personality.
Hey, wow! What he said? His personality. His personality has to come out in his coaching. That's fantastic.
But my personality is like there's a lot of things that I've learned, especially from Dave,
Yeah.
about like the level that you need to care to win, and the things that you can if you let things creep in and think everything's too good all the time and too happy, it can go bad. It's always going to go
Obviously,
bad.
if you get to obviously, yeah.
But on the other hand, I like to enjoy experiences.
But you would never know that the way you coach. Yeah.
Right, because
You're
it's not about me,
I know
right?
something about you,
If
yeah.
I hold these guys to a standard and I let them have fun while also trying to get them to accomplish goals,
Yeah.
they're going to have experiences like they had this year, where
Yes.
they think it was super fun. I'm not coaching so that I have the greatest time in the world. I want other people to get
But you
better.
can
because,
too,
And I do. I enjoy it.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't know, Michelle. I think he's pretty serious all the time. It's
Someone
good,
has
though.
to be.
Yeah, I know. Well, I don't know. I'm pretty serious at my job, and I smile and joke all the time. We're very different
Okay,
coaches.
Who, you and me?
Yeah.
Well,
That's
you're
some
also
aspects.
incredibly funny,
Here we go.
and you're a leader of men.
Okay,
People
well,
just will run through a wall for you.
It's because you got to be genuine. And I think you're genuine, right? And if people knew how much fun you were. Victor's
Jesus.
Victor's like the best kept secret. It's like having McDonald's and not knowing they serve the Big Mac. Victor's like the secret Big Mac.
Right.
Like, you guys all like Big Mac? How can you not like the Big Mac? He's the Big Mac, but you don't know he's a Big Mac. You think he's a damn hamburger. like he's got 2 patties. He's got that special sauce. He's got everything. This guy is fun, but no one knows. Like, his personality is going to come. He's gotten better and better, but he's just a great human being that really no one knows. Not even Michelle knows him.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. The Pro Gloves thing. They said to me the other day, they're like, "Okay, so do you want to come to Pro Gloves?" And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." And Jeff Sotirio and her look at me, and Jeff's like, "Well, you're gonna have to be like really fun. Like, are you gonna be really fun?" And I was so disappointed. I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
But that's not surprising. Why is that surprising to you?
Well,
They
it's
don't
because-
know you.
I have to be professional. Jeff, I'm 29. If I was the head coach of this team acting like a lunatic, how many people would respect
I
that?
didn't say acting like a lunatic. A lunatic and having fun is 2 different things.
I noticed your dad was commentating halfway through the season.
Yeah. He also did. He was a commentator for the FIBA World Cup this year too. He was out in China doing a bunch of games.
Nice.
You did a pretty good job, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, you get to hear?
Oh no, yeah, but I think he did 5 or 6 games for the CBL, just kind of as warm up for the World Cup stuff.
He was way better than I thought.
That's good.
Don't tell him that though.
I never tell him that. I tell him he's awful all the time. Like, his timing was bad, awful, but really he was actually pretty good.
So appreciate you guys coming in again.
Hey, thanks for it. By the way,
problem.
you're a really good barber. It felt great. Like
It wasn't too heavy on the head. It was
Oh,
nice and light.
it was
Okay.
unbelievable. Good job.
Hopefully, when I spin you around, it looks alright too. But
You don't have to. I trust you that much. Very good vibe in here too. I like it.
appreciate it.
Yeah, very
And I'm
good.
sure with the upcoming season, we'll see you in here again.
Yeah, for sure. You even got a water cooler.
Yeah,
That's
if you want some
great.
water,
I'd love
Take
some
some.
later. Yeah,
yeah.
it's great, guys.
All right.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.